Hi guys, welcome back to part 2, and in this video I'll be showing you how I created this from this. Okay, so before we move forward, I have a little update. I have Patreon now, and you are going to get an extended version on my Patreon. The video you will be getting will be 3 hours long, and not only that, you're gonna get tons of other stuff like my digital creations will be available on sale there as PDF files. You can also access my social media, all the links are in the description. Okay, so without wasting any minute, let's move to part 2. If you haven't seen part 1, which is a sketching video, the link is again in the description, or you can click up here and it will take you to that video. Let's start part 2. In order to simplify the rendering process, I have divided the entire process into 3 parts. The first part is color blocking, the second part is adding highlights and lowlights, and finally the last part is adding all the details. I've actually already decided the palette, and this time round I'm going to stick with the palette. I know it's very hard for me. I'm the type of person who likes to improvise, and I play around so much with the colors that it's going to be very hard for me to stick to the palette, but let's do it. There's also a general color tone that I've decided for the skin, and then there are these shades that I've decided for the rest of the character. First, I went in with my brush tool and was trying to fill in colors, and then I decided that I'm just going to use the selection tool because I am already so tired of filling in all the colors with the selection tool. After that, I'm just gonna go in and add a few highlights. I'm assuming that the light is hitting from the left direction, so I'm just going to go and put in the highlights towards the right, keeping that in mind. And I'm also going to go in and add a few shadows. I'm just blocking in colors at this point. Remember that I'm not blending anything. This is the part where the painting is going to look very flat. I also do not like to stick to one part of the painting. I like to go all over the painting while color blocking. When I added the shadows to my face, it gave me a little bit more confidence. So I went in and added a few shadows of the same color to give it a more refined look. Also, when I'm color blocking in the hair, I decided to add a few shadows there too. Next part is adding the outlines. I do that very early on because I want to get rid of the sketch at the bottom, because the sooner I get rid of the sketch, the sooner I can start rendering. I'm also going to put all these outlines near the eyes, the nose, and the mouth area. Now let me show you how I use selection tool to layer my painting. Now finally, after color blocking, I'm going to start blending. I don't use airbrush to do this. I use a flat brush. It's an MB flat brush that I got from somewhere, I don't remember. And I also use this to fill in colors while layering, while at the same time I use it as a blend brush. I'm gonna go in and blend a few edges. I like to keep sharper edges while blending too. I'm gonna do that near the cheekbones, the jawline. I'm gonna go in and create a few more outlines because I want to get rid of the sketching layer at the bottom, like I said. Finally, I'm gonna go in and detail the eyes. I have already started drawing lashes, guys. I'm in so much hurry. Again, I like to keep everything on separate layers so that if I erase something on the top layer, I don't accidentally erase something that I like at the bottom. And when I'm finally sure of the final look, I'm going to merge out all the layers. Hair rendering is the same again. I create these weird shapes and then I use the opaque brush and I fill in colors like a very light stroke, and then I use the eraser tool and again erase portions of it. When I zoom out, you can see how good this looks. It's already so painful to stick to the palette, but let's start off with cloth rendering. I don't know how I'm gonna get this done, but let's just fill in details here and there. This is also the part where I'm going to start adding random shadow work to the body. This time I may have cheated and I used a different color, like a yellow color for the skin. It added some life to it because I think the basic colors were very dull. I select different portions with the selection tool and I just put in random color strokes and I create these shadows, obviously assuming that the light is coming from the left direction. I'm just playing around with shapes at this point. Okay, so lip rendering is very daunting. I do not like drawing lips, but I should work on it. And since this character has lips, so we need to get it over with. I'm going to use selection tool again. I have used so much selection tool in this entire video that I think I'm getting used to it. Procreate selection tool is not very handy, but you have to make do with what you have. Okay, so let's create some texture. I haven't used any textured brush, so I'm going to try to create some of my own. For this, I'm going to take a round brush and I'm going to like put a darker color as base color on top of the torso. And then I'm going to use a round eraser brush and I'm going to go in and erase like weird shapes out of it and look at what this looks like. I love it. I think I'm going to keep it. I'm going to put it everywhere on my outfit now. With the same technique, I'm gonna go in and draw the gloves. I wasn't gonna give her gloves in the beginning, but then I decided, let's give her gloves. So again, color blocking. Then I'm gonna go in and add a few highlights, lowlights, a lighter element and some texture work. I'm using a white, not exactly white, but like the light color brush. I'm gonna go in and give it some random strokes. I don't even know why I decided to give her feathers, but now that I've already sketched them out, let's get it over with. Again, color blocking, and I was already very lazy by this time, so I decided I'm going to select multiple portions and add shadows all at once. I use a broader brush and I like do a giant stroke of color, and there we have all the shadows. I'm also going to use a blend brush, again the MP brush, to blend out a few outlines that I decided to give it randomly because I want it to look a lot more clear. The entire process of designing this weapon is on my Patreon. However, I'm just gonna go in and fast forward this because there is just so much going on. I have improvised like so many times. I have changed my mind like a billion times while designing this. So if you would just be a little bit more patient with me and sit back and enjoy the process. First, I decided I'm gonna give her some random weapon. Then I decided I'm gonna give her a spear. And then I decided it's gonna be sci-fi. I don't know what era she's from, but like, what does this weapon even do? Tell me in the comment section. With this, again, I first do a rough sketch and then I do another sketch on top of it. And then finally, I'm gonna use all the color blocking technique, and the palette I've decided to keep the same so that it looks in sync with the rest of the painting. And once again, a full 3-hour long video is on my Patreon. You are free to check it out, guys. I'm finally going to check all the layers at the bottom, and then I'm going to clean it up. And there it is, my first character that I've ever designed from my imagination. Thank you so much for watching, guys. If you liked the video, please click on like, share, and subscribe to my channel. Any support would be very nice. Also, if you want to watch my content on Patreon, the links are in the description, so you can access my social media from the description. See you in the next one. Bye.